Welcome, I'm Fausto Carnevale, I'm an Italian accountant, and today we will see the administrative things you have to do before moving to Italy. I decided to do this video because we received this week, basically last week, you maybe are seeing this video at the end of the week, so at the beginning of the week and the last week of October, we received a lot of requests about the administrative things to do before moving to Italy, because we did a lot of video regarding the unwanted regime, forfait regime. You may have already seen the playlist in our channel, so today this is an important free lesson, we can call it, regarding what you need to do and the administrative steps. So I made a list and I will explain for each things why it's important and how difficult it is to get the thing in Italy. For instance, I will talk about the fiscal code, the INPS, the social contribution, the VAT, etc. Let's start with the mistakes. So, before moving to Italy, and especially before starting to work to Italy, because then we can divide also the people who are retiring in Italy or people who are still actively working. Let's suppose in this video today that you are working. Then maybe at the end of the video, if I have time, I will also do advice. I will give a small advice, free advice to the retiring if you are on pension. So first thing, the fiscal code. The fiscal code is the code. Basically, we can say the tax code. Fiscal is tax. Fisco is like tax in Italian. Which identifies you as a fiscal resident in Italy. In order to get the fiscal code, you need to do the request to the Agenzia delle Entrate. The fiscal code basically identifies you because even if it's a unique number, actually it's a series of number and letters. You can type online Codice Fiscale in Italy and you will see how it is basically. And this is quite important, otherwise you cannot do a series of things like open a bank account, sign a contract, etc. etc. As I said, in order to get the fiscal code, you have to ask to the Agenzia delle Entrate. By the way, we also support this service in case you need. You can contact us via email. Then the VAT number. This is a very easy thing that you can do once you start to work in Italy, for instance with the forfait regime. Linked with the VAT, please note that the most important thing for you is also to be able to open an Italian bank account, because most important is the registration to the municipality. In order to go to the commune, to the municipality to register, they may ask you the proof of residence, so you need to basically find an apartment, and the Codice Fiscale. So it is better that you have already the Codice Fiscale, then you can go to sign a contract, and in the meantime, once you have the Codice Fiscale, you can go to the bank physically, because it's not easy in Italy to open a bank account online if you're not resident. Physically, you go to the bank, you ask, and you open a bank account. You take with you your passport, your fiscal code, and other info. I mean, then if the bank needs other info, they will ask you at the time. The Codice Fiscale, by the way, is a process that can last even 1 month, so you need to act fast. Then the social contribution, INPS, Istituto Nazionale per la Previdenza Sociale. You can type on Google INPS, social contribution. Pay a pension. If you work as an employee, your employer will do the procedures for you, so you don't have to do nothing. If you work with the unwanted regime, forfait regime as a freelancer, you need to register yourself to one of the social contribution area, which is artigiani o commercianti. Pay a pension, because I saw this error in Italy. In this case, you need to double check with your accountant that you are correctly registered. Otherwise, you are not paying the social contribution and you risk a lot of fines. By the way, I always remind you, if you think you are not okay with the social contribution and I'm saying this because I already saw cases in Italy, please contact us, because in this case we can also help you. Then the most important step to find a good accountant, not only to send you the tax return, which is a thing that you can do yourself, but to have in advance, and this is what we do basically also, in advance a simulation of the taxes that you are going to pay. Especially consider this thing that I'm repeating in this video, you are considered fiscal resident in Italy only if you live there more than 183 days per year. So pay attention when your accountants say to you, oh, you need to pay taxes, you don't need to pay taxes this year, see you next year. Like we say the 31 of December, see you next year. Pay attention, we won't, and the Agenzia delle Entrate will see you next year with a fine if you don't respect the law. Last step, last but not least, the visa. And I'm talking about the credit card visa. The visa is your permit. In this case, I will advise you to find a good lawyer to just double check if you are fine with those things. Even here we have a partner, we are not lawyer, but we have a partner, so if you want to double check your situation, you can contact us. Also, regarding, because I said the accountant, and I'm speaking in English, so you are not Italian, maybe, or maybe yes, but you are, because we are also people who are subscribed and they are Italian. But in this case, you need to pay attention because the tax return for not resident is different. It's different because when you are fiscal residents in Italy, basically when you live in Italy, you have to declare all the things that you have abroad. All the things, not all the things. You don't have to declare your partner, your lover. No, you need to declare your assets abroad. Bank account, houses, portfolios, investments, etc., etc. So in this case, this is not a simple tax return, yearly tax return, because in Italy we have, for instance, 2023, and next year in 2024 we will do the tax return, which is a thing that we can also do if you need assistance. In this case, you need a tax return as global citizen, we can say. And you need to double check all the things and the assets that you have abroad before doing the tax return. Of course, this is a thing that we cannot explain here because it's very long and it's very complex. So this is basically maybe a thing that we can analyze together in a consultancy call. Remember that you are not a resident, and you may have also your own company, for instance in Germany. So the cases are, the more you have revenues abroad, the more you risk, because the Italian government can have a double check on your case. Not to mention the crypto, also the crypto you need to pay attention in Italy. Normally the tax return, to conclude this video, if you are a physical person, because if you have a company, the company is an entity, a legal entity, and it does the declaration with an accountant, with the ordinary accountability, etc., etc. But you as a physical person, remember, every year it changes a bit, but normally around June, July, you need to declare all the revenues of 2023. This is only if in 2023 you were already in Italy for more than 83 days. How can we help you? This is the end of the video. I hope that you enjoyed this content. If you need assistance before moving to Italy, we can basically help you with everything. Administrative speaking, of course. We cannot help you, for instance, if you want to learn how to make a good pizza. But if you need assistance, if you don't know how many taxes you're going to pay, if you don't know how to get the fiscal code, if you need an advice, for instance, we have clients who are moving in Italy from another country, from Belgium, for instance, because we are also based in Belgium, we can help you. And we can also support you more or less, but I would say, because we don't live in any country, but more or less we can tell you what you need to tell to your accountant, because in EU the rules are similar, so I know what you need to do before moving to Italy to do the things properly in your home country. So until next time, Fausto Carnevale, enjoy your stay in Italy.